first dish we're going to do, we're going to cook 3 dishes, and you have the recipes. The first one will be what we call tomato water martini. So what we do is the same filtration type of system, creating the pure essence of a tomato, but crystal clear, and we call it tomato water martini. So we'll start with that. We'll get it, guys. So we start with vine-ripe tomatoes, and you can use any kinds of tomatoes. If you have tomatoes that tend to be overripe sometimes, those can be perfect also for this, because all you want to do is get the pure extraction out of the tomato. So it can be bruised, as long as it's not moldy or something like that. You know, any tomato is good. Roma tomatoes, beefsteak tomatoes, cherry tomatoes. Okay, so the tomatoes, again, this is so easy. All you do is cut the tomatoes into quarters. You throw them in. You can use a blender or you can use a food processor. Okay? There's 2 ingredients. You cannot go wrong. And I like to keep things simple, especially working with so many people in the kitchen. The simpler the better sometimes, because there's less of a chance of error. Okay. Yeah, grind a little salt in here. This is the second ingredient.
All right. You tell me when.
Okay, so salt is a natural...
Was that when?
No, okay. I didn't say when.
Well, you started telling a story. Okay, you tell me when.
Keep going.
Okay.
So salt actually pulls liquid out of things. You know, sometimes, again, when you're eating a tomato or a piece of fruit, you put a little salt, it will start pulling out some of the juices. I didn't say when. Okay. So you want to have, it's a very necessary ingredient in this because it's going to help pull out all the juice from the tomato. Okay, when?
I think when's when the salt shaker runs out, which is now.
Perfect. And again, don't be intimidated by the salt, because you need that to be able to pull out the juice. And it'll just season everything perfectly. All right? So we just pulse it. And again, you can use a blender if you like. You can use, you can do it by hand if you like, but again, this is a lot easier. So you basically want to puree it until you see it starting to turn a little bit pink and getting, I guess as they say in Greece with the coffee drinks, a little frappe.
Oh, frappe.
Okay? Yeah, that's it. Then all we do, if we can get the bowl off. There we go. Okay? This is the only important step to this recipe, guys. Okay. Cheesecloth or kitchen towels. You want to take them and soak them with cold water, squeeze them out. Okay, and then just line a strainer. It doesn't have to be a fancy restaurant strainer. It can be, you can use coffee filters, you can use a regular simple kitchen strainer like we have over there with the lemons. You can use anything. But you want to make sure that you have enough filtration where you're going to be left with the clear essence of the tomato. Okay, so basically just pour it in.
Is there a preference between using the cheesecloth or the kitchen towel?
In restaurants we use cheesecloth just because it's a lot easier. At home, I think kitchen towel is perfectly fine. Okay. And then we let it drip basically overnight in a refrigerator, and then what we'll be left with is, believe it or not, and this is through no magic of television or anything, is this. Okay? So that's what we call tomato water. And you can see it's perfectly clear. And I don't know, Beth, if you want to taste this, you can see it's already seasoned. And this is the pure essence of the tomato. So from a tomato with salt, just using a little bit of filtration, we have the pure essence of the tomato.
Though the last cocktail had tequila in it, but this is great.
And again, you can. I love improvising also, and I'm no stranger of the cocktail. So again, what I like to do for brunch sometimes is serve clear Bloody Marys, which are really fun. You can make the tomato water, you throw in a little bit of vodka, and you can just serve some celery sticks, some pickled green beans.
Well, Tabasco maybe?
Yeah, Tabasco, anything that you like, so feel free to improvise. But as a little, so we'll serve this as kind of after a cocktail, before a dinner when we do a dinner party, we serve this just to kind of cleanse the palate and get your mouth ready for dinner. We'll put a little dice of tomato, little bits of yellow tomato, okay, and then a couple halves of cherry tomato.
Oh, wow.
And then this is called jicama, which I don't know if any of you are from the States. It's very big in Mexico, very big in, again, LA. They serve this all over the place, actually as a dessert sometimes with chilies and lime and sugar and salt. But it's very, very crunchy, almost like a freshwater chestnut. So put a little bit of jicama for crunch.
And it's really more for the texture than anything, right? Because it doesn't have a strong flavor to it, really.
No, it's very, just very fresh and very crunchy. Okay, and then put a couple basil leaves, because what goes better with tomato than basil?
Absolutely.
Okay, is what I like.
Love it.
Okay, any questions?
No.
Okay, let's move on.